Happy Thumbs Gaming. Booyah show.
Hey everybody, it's Brian with Happy Thumbs Gaming. Today we've got another LEGO Marvel Avengers video for you. This one happens to be Hubba Bubba number 7, Asgard Free Roam. And that's right, we're going to get all the collectibles, including all the gold bricks. We're going to get a chance to freely. And of course, we're going to complete 2 races to get those vehicle tokens and find all 10 of the missions and scattered character tokens throughout Asgard. So this was actually a pretty cool level. And we'll get there one of these days. Here we go. And as you can see here, we're just kind of hanging out in Central Park. This is where we spawn each time that we reset our game. And we're going to go ahead and head to space, and we're going to find Asgard, which is just kind of north of where we start. You can see we've got the giant Thor head, and just to the left of that and a little south, you can see a kind of gold flag here representing Asgard. Go ahead and click that, and we're going to travel to the area and knock out all 7 gold bricks. That's right. In fact, we're going to start off with one as we fall through the old rainbow portal there. It's pretty sweet. And speaking of Rainbow Road, we're going to actually hop out on it and then take a left and fly or walk all the way around to the backside here. And here we find a little box, a little treasure chest in need of some telekinetic abilities. So we're going to switch to the Scarlet Witch because we know she's capable. And she can go ahead and manipulate this box, open it up, and look at that. We've got a gold brick. And we're off and running. We're not wasting any time in this video. In fact, we're going to switch back over to Thor, or any flying character for that matter, and head over to the left-hand beach over here. And that's right, we're on right by the beach, man. And here you can see we've got Malekith hanging out, and we're going to talk to him. And basically he tells us that, you know, there's a bunch of dark elves, and we need to destroy them. So no problem. And this is another one of those really simple tasks. We just sat off on the side here and just targeted all of these bad guys as they spawned with Thor and his hammer. And look at that, it's hammer time. And before we know it, we get all 20 of these. Well, we're halfway anyways. And, you know, rockets from Iron Man would do a good job. Any kind of targeting character would do a pretty superb job. Now, you know, Hulk and some other characters do just as fine, really. So whatever you prefer to do, take out all 20, and once you get all 20, Malekith will reward us with, well, he's actually not thrilled about his defeat, but he's still going to kick down and honor our winnings by giving us a character token for the Dark Elf. So we'll go ahead and take that. Thank you very much. And all right, next we're going to go ahead and freely. Mr. Stan Lee is trapped inside this building here, and there's actually a couple of things we need to do in order to get inside. And first, we're going to switch to our favorite digging character. In fact, as far as I know, he's the only one we have unlocked and purchased, and it's Reptile. He's going to dig up this box here, which actually happens to be some cosmic bricks, or black bricks, whichever you prefer to call them. And we're going to go ahead and manipulate those with our cosmic brick ability. And look at that. It opens it up and gives us a bunch of bricks we can build up into a switch. So we'll go ahead and flip that because we can't handle a switch and not flip it. You know what I mean? It's just like a kid in a car up and down with the windows or the locks. Oh, my kid does that all the time. Anyway, once we flip the switch, it actually removes kind of the barrier preventing us from getting inside. But once we're inside, we notice there's a lot of fire. So we're going to do Smokey the Bear a favor here, and we're going to put out all this fire. We switch to Loki, and we're going to use his water spraying ability to go ahead and, that's right, it's water in a box. Anyways, moving along here, we'll go ahead and put out the final fire in the back. Once all of the fires are extinguished, Stan says, "Thank you for saving your Generalissimo Brigadiers, Excelsior." And I'm curious how many of you were fooled by my Thor picture a while back. I had Stan Lee's head on Thor. Now I kind of got it on Loki, if you kind of look there for a second there. Hopefully I saved that as a thumbnail too. You'll have to wait and see, or I guess I'll have to wait and see, huh? See if I remember. All right, right outside of the room we just left from Stan Lee, there is a ladder going up to this upper balcony, which happens to be a little area of importance. There's this gold horse statue and a couple of little, looks like bodyguards hanging out around it. We're going to go ahead and melt that with our heat ray. And as soon as we do, we get attacked by these guys. And these guards are real easy to take out. In fact, with the Vision's heat ray, we melted them down just like we melted that gold brick. And once they're all gone, make sure you go ahead and melt out the rest of the statue if you didn't get it all to begin with. And in the back here, there's like this Avengers sense point. Now, I always have issues with this because there's scan point, sense point. It seems like the Vision should be able to do both of those, but he always seems to kind of have troubles with those. So anyhow, I switched on over to a true Avenger, Iron Man. And at that point, I was able to reveal a buddy up pad there. And it looks like we're going to need Thor and Captain America. So I get both of my guys up here, and whoops, wrong one on the bottom there. But we'll go ahead and team up and get the old ka-chow. And look at that, we bust open those rocks in the back, and we get that gold brick. And look at that, did you see that little gold brick air biscuit that popped on us there, the little heart trail? All right, and I'm desperately looking for the race that's right here, but I can't see it. It's right up above me. Somehow I got the camera angle everywhere but on the race. So I dropped down below knowing that there's also a mission down here. And look at that. It's Thor Girl. And she warns us that we need to kind of face our clone of Odin's son, which is Ragnarok. And he's kind of like a, he's supposed to be a clone, but he looks kind of like a possessed robot or something to me. I'm not exactly sure what's going on here, but we'll go ahead and battle him. And basically, this is another one of those battles where you cannot jump or fly around. You can only roll on the ground. And I highly recommend, as soon as you see the red circle on the ground, that you back up from it or hit the roll button, which for us was X. That will get you out of the path of the bad guy. Once he hits the ground, go ahead and kick him while he's down. And don't try that at home, kids. Only on the video game. Only on the video game. But, yeah, be a good sport. Be a good sport. Once he's down the final time, you'll go ahead and see him destroyed into little tiny pieces. And we'll go ahead and have a little speech with Thor Girl here. And looks like she's going to kick down with... Oh, look at that. It's the character token for herself. So... very unselfish of her. And all right, let's try to find this race again now, huh? It looks like we find it this time because the notations shows that we're going to go ahead and take on the Chariot here, the Loki's Chariot race. So, all right, make your way all the way up top. This is a pretty simple race. Any flying character should do for you. And, I highly recommend... well, it's tough. I recommend watching this video all the way through so you kind of have an idea of what the line of the race is, kind of your overall intended pathway here. And luckily for us, we got real lucky. There's a couple of spots here that you can see I miss going through. And actually, to be completely honest with you, I had to do this race twice. I got stuck going under that last little area there, and I couldn't get through and out in time, so I had to restart it. But luckily for me, I'm a decent editor, and I was able to kind of splice that together and make it look like I knew what I was doing. But I'm an honest guy. I always talk about my faults, so... and it's really just because I know a lot of you guys have commented how tough these races are, and sometimes it looks like they're super easy for me, but usually it's just because I edited out all my fails. All right, we are kind of doing a clockwise motion around this area. I know it's a little bit of zigging and zagging, but we're kind of starting. We started at the bottom, and we're making our way all the way around. Started from the bottom, now yep, that's right. We're on the left-hand side, and we can see Fandrel's here, and he needs us to find some goodies to basically feed all of the locals. And looks like we don't need much. We just need 2 pieces of chicken, which actually can both be found on the ground inside this little dining area right next to where Fandrel started. And, lucky for us, too, there is all of these noted on the compass down below. So we can just kind of follow those red blips. And, oh, look at that. There was a guard still left over from when we attacked that gold statue. And, all right, so next one, you just got to make your way around. And to be honest with you, my best advice finding these is get close to one of those red blips and make sure you're flying. And then just look for a shiny little bit. You can see these guys from quite a ways away. And I kind of struggled to get this guy. I don't know what was up with that. I couldn't get up on that ledge for some reason. But, all right, the next one's down below us hiding. It looks like it's part of the tree, but it's just a giant breadstick. And that's it. So we're going to head back to Fandrel now. And, oh, look at this. No, your nostrils don't deceive you. I do need a shower. Oh, he's referring to the food. Yeah, he can smell the food. Not me. Okay, that's much better. But, all right, we got another character token. I don't know how to pronounce her name. I would try, but I would fail, and then you guys would heckle me in the comments. So I'm going to avoid that one. But all right, heading, there's like this little underground walkway that separates the left and the right area, or I guess connects. Separates was a terrible word to use. Complete opposite. It's opposite day. Let's go that way, huh? But out on this little ledge that connects these two areas, not separates, you're going to see Beta Ray Bill standing here, and he actually needs our help finding all of the locations for his dining, or he's got some friends that are hanging out. Basically, he needs to go and attend and you know, kind of be the good hostess with the mostest, so to speak. And I wasn't exactly sure what I was looking for at first, so I was kind of wandering around in this area. But it's just a table with people eating is all you're looking for. So there's 4 of these scattered throughout the area. And again, they're all noted on the compass down below in your left corner by red blips. And you can see our radar is scanning there, and we've got 3 more to find. So we're going to fly up and over and basically just look for the next dining area. And as it would be, look at that, pretty appropriate. It's in the actual dining hall over here. So it takes a second for Beta Ray Bill to catch up if you are flying around. And if you are walking, he generally seems to stay a little bit closer to you. But it is quicker to fly, and maybe wait for him even if it does take a second or 2. All right, 2 down, 2 to go. And all right, so again, just fly around, look for the people eating at the tables in odd places. The only one that really makes sense is the one that's in the dining hall back there. All the rest of them just seem kind of weird and out of place. But that's all right, though. Doesn't matter to us. You know, if they like the ambience of the area, then they can certainly enjoy the scenic seating. Asgard would be a pretty cool place to eat, though, if I'm being honest, you know. Like, although it is weird, it's just kind of in the middle of town. Look at that. I mean, it's almost like, it kind of reminds me of the Pirates of the Caribbean ride at Disneyland, how there's, like, you know, all these weird tables next to, like, running water and people just cruising by, checking everybody out. Pretty cool, but kind of weird at the same time. All right, so once you get all 4, he gives you a high five. Or sort of. Really, he just gives us a character token, but we'll take it anyways. And thank you very much. We'll move on to the next one. So I know there's a couple of things right there, but because we're kind of trying to move in a fluid motion all the way across the map, we're going to fly back to where we just started that mission. And kind of over in the upper left corner of the area, there are these 2 towers. And you can see this gold brick. I'm right on the gold brick right there. And I'm also right on a character token, but neither of them seem to be right here. Well, that's because one of them is above us and one of them is below us. And we're going to start by flying up. And remember I said that there's these 2 towers here? Well, if you get close enough to the top, you can actually see a little icon, which happens to be the icon to enter. And we're going to go ahead and hit the triangle button, and that gets us inside this turret. And it takes me a second to figure out the controls here. But once I get them figured out, it turns out you just need to shoot 30 targets. And you know, you can pretty much target something and move. I find that it's kind of slow from the bullets leaving the cannon to actually making it to the target. So, you know, as long as you target it for a half a second to a second, you should be able to move on and get the next one. You can see I'm moving a lot faster now and not spending as much time just simply shooting over and over and over at the same one. But anyhow, once you get all 30 done, it actually rewards us with a gold brick. You don't even have to go collect it. That's pretty sweet. And then you have to hit triangle or I guess Y for depending on which platform you're on to get out of that. And we're going to go ahead and enter this building. It's a long way in. But on the left-hand side, we can see that there is a character. Oh, and it's Odin. Odin. Let's see what he's got. Ooh, stealthy selfie. Oh, we got another Hulk selfie on our hands here. And basically he's telling us there's no way that people can do this. He doesn't like this. He thinks it's not cool. He thinks it's very disrespectful. And so he's got some guards kind of stand and watch on the spot that people want to take that selfie. And luckily for us, it's gong show time. We're going to go ahead and target these 2 gongs in the back. One's on the back right side and one's directly on the left side here. So it doesn't matter who you use to target these, but I do kind of recommend switching to the old Hulkster with one character before moving back there. And that's only because I don't know how long these guys stay distracted at the gong. So you can see I hit that one, and he hits, whoa, that dude had a traffic cone on his head. Did you see that statue? Rewind it and go look at it. A gold statue back there had a traffic cone on his head. Not sure what that's all about. In fact, it has nothing to do with a character token or gold brick or anything. But all right, once you get both of those gongs, That was easy for me to say. You can step into the spot light with the Hulkster and take it. And look at that. Odin is not pleased. But, oh, I suppose it isn't a grave matter. Well, then why did you train these guys and pay them good money to watch it? Whoa. Oh, look at that. Look at that. No, I don't understand. I don't know who Frigga is. I don't have a friggin' clue. All right, my bad. Anyhow, moving along here. Before leaving the area, on the way out on the right-hand side, we've got this like force-fielded wall, but more importantly, there's a character down in the bottom right-hand corner that can be mind-controlled. We're going to walk up and use the vision to go ahead and take over. Now, this is kind of one of those... you know, you might have to practice a little bit to get it. It's kind of tough, but kind of not tough. It's really, once you get up to the top here, it's kind of confusing because there's all this stuff flowing by. It looks like water dripping, like you're behind a waterfall or something, but it's really a force field. And so here's what needs to be done. Once you get this character up to this second switch, you're going to flip it, and then immediately the timer is going to start. And you need to get all the way up to the top and flip another switch before that timer stops in order to complete this. So here's what you got to do. You got to flip it, and then you got to head off to the far left side, and there's a ladder there. I know it's kind of hard to see, but there is a ladder on that left side, and then there's a little jump point in the middle there. I failed one more time. So, you know, I left this here again because I wanted you guys to know that it's not always easy peasy for measy. But I got it. Woohoo! Flip the switch, and there we go. So you don't actually have to flip the switch before the timer runs out, but you do have to make it across that little jump landing at the very top because it does disappear once the timer goes away. All right, last but not least, it reveals a techno panel at the bottom. So get your on and flip these. There's actually 4 pieces, and I think you only need to move 3 of them around. And it's simply just a matter of pressing the icon indicated until all pieces are in the right place. And look at that. The treasure chest opens up for us, and booyakashow. It's a character token for Thor, Jane Foster edition. That's right. So... she looks kind of scary with that mask on. I think it's her. Is it? I mean, I know it's Thor, but it's Jane Foster. Help me out here. What is that? Is it Thor dressed as Jane Foster? I don't know. Anyhow, moving along. All right, a minute ago, if you've been following along item by item, we had this spot where it looked like there was a gold brick and a character token, but neither of them were in front of us. Well, the gold brick was above us, and as I mentioned, the character token was below us. So we're going to sneak into this underground area here. And on the left side of the area, there's this weird little control switch thing. Go ahead and flip it once and watch a bunch of bricks appear. And notice also that the top force field disappears, but now it's got like this electric shock going through it. So go ahead and flip that control switch one more time, and it'll actually remove the electricity, and we can get up there and rebuild those pieces into a speed pad. So now we've got that, but let's go ahead and flip this switch one more time and see what happens. This time it actually removes the electricity, or it's actually a force field on the bottom there. So now we have access to that lower area. But we're going to go ahead and use this speed boost pad here because it's going to allow us to go back there and slam into that back box that couldn't be destroyed otherwise. Now that we've got it destroyed and it's out of the way, we can go ahead and build up or repair this switch right here. This switch is going to give us a little lever switch, and this is going to go ahead and activate some stuff on the opposite side that we'll go ahead and take care of right about now. Look at that. Pow, 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 pow it up. So now we've got power, and all of a sudden we have access to both the left and right sides. And we're going to focus on the left side first. But wait, there's a security camera preventing us from making our way all the way up and around. So we're going to switch to any character with the stealth ability. We chose the Black Widow and activated our stealthiness. And we're going to go ahead and make our way up and around and flip the first switch here. Now, the second one, I got to be honest, I totally... this was a little bit of a brain fart for me because I get all the way up and around here. Well, actually, I fail a time or two, and I think I did a nice little edit here. I can't really remember, but I get up here, and I don't quite make the jump because I'm thinking I need to jump around that force field. I'm thinking that there is a force field on the right side wall, too, preventing me from getting into that switch, when really I just need to jump up and get in there, so... I finally figure it out. I get up in there and I flip that switch, which gives the secondary power line from the top. And since we already got the bottom, we've got power. treasure chest opens up, and we've got Arkon character token. All right. Okay, so that's going to cut it for this area. We're going to go ahead and switch to a character with the flying ability that just makes things a little bit quicker and easy getting out of here. And we're going to fly out and head over to the left corner. Now, you can see we're in the cloister. Not to be confused with the keister, but the cloister. And we noticed that there is a Captain America shield switch. So we're going to go ahead and flip that switch with our shield. And all of a sudden, we see that these heat rays activate in here. And I wasn't quite sure what to do with them at first, but you hop on the deflection pad, and you're going to reflect these rays up at these 5 little blue and red. I don't really know what those are. They look kind of like little dumbbells or something you'd lift weights with, but that doesn't make any sense either. But regardless, reflect those heat rays up there, deflect all 5, and then watch this treasure chest in the back of the room open up and grab that gold brick. All right, we're making good ground here, people. It's almost time to take on Manhattan. That's right, we're going to do Manhattan a little bit different than the rest of the things, and we'll get to that probably at the beginning of the Manhattan videos. But, yeah, we're excited. Manhattan's the last area, but we got to break it down into multiple areas because it's so large. So, anyhow, we still got some stuff to do here, so we're going to fly up to the library, and we notice there are these 2 shock panels. So, since we got Thor out, we're going to go ahead and charge up our hammer and pump them both up. Once we get them both pumped up, we see that these 2 boxes open up, one on the right and one on the left side. And it turns out each one has a pressure switch in it. So we're going to go ahead and stand on the one switch. Now, if you're patient enough, which I was not, your other character should run over and stand on the other switch. If he doesn't, though, simply leave one character on the one switch, switch characters, and move him to the other, and booyakashow, that treasure chest should get power and open up for you. Go ahead and collect that gold brick, and we'll leave the library and move on to the next, which happens to be character token number 8 for the Mighty Destroyer. This one's pretty easy. It's over on the far, well, it's on the far right side of the area, depending on where you start and really move around. But to us, this would be the right side. We're kind of making our way all the way back around. We're almost to home base, so to speak. But, all right, so up on the top of the ledge here, you can see there is this kind of restricted area, but there's also a shield access terminal. We're going to go ahead and scan with an Avenger, and once we get that scanned properly, the access actually gets removed, and all of a sudden we see these cracked walls that we can get to. Go ahead and choose your favorite strong character to knock down that wall and pick up that character token for the Mighty Destroyer. That was almost too easy, wasn't it? All right, next in line is, what do we got next? We're back up at the library, and we're going to drop down. Oh, watch out. That looks like Thor is not a fan of water. He touched that water, and look at that. All right, next we've got the training grounds, but actually we want to go, this is kind of a tucked in area. We flew up and above and went to the top. Now we got to go to the middle of this area, and we're going to find character token number 9 inside here. You'll know you're in the right area when you see these 2 guardsmen flip a switch and these back doors open up, and all of a sudden we've got this switch in the middle of the room. What do we do? Well, flip it, and it's going to start a timer. And a light is going to light up, and you simply just need to stand on that pressure switch before the timer runs out. You can see there, too, it doesn't matter even if you run on the wrong one. It's not a matter of getting it right. It's just a matter of getting it before the time gets out. So, all right, as soon as we get that treasure chest open, all of a sudden, our character token gets stolen. And it's kind of weird because I'm pretty sure our character token got stolen by the guy that's on the character token. I'm pretty sure this is, I don't know how to say it. Is it Laufey? Laufey? I think it's Laufey, but I could be wrong. Again, some of these guys that are deep in the Marvel universe that aren't, kind of like the main guys, I don't know all of them, unfortunately. So help me out here. Leave me a comment down below so I don't mess it up if I use them in the future. And who knows, maybe he's got some super cool powers. All I know is we gotta dodge his attack and kick him while he's down during this battle. That's all I really know for sure. And look at that, the hammer works too, so you can give him some hammer timeage from the distance if you don't want to wait or if he's not attacking you, because that kind of goes from time to time too. All right, next up, character token 10, which happens to be the final token for the area. And we still got a gold brick and a vehicle token as well, but the final character token, I should say that. But basically, we have to help her find some people scattered throughout the area. And yes, we'll accept your mission. And it's really a matter of just finding the 4 blips on your compass and then walking up or flying by the character and hitting the icon indicated. For us, it was circle. So we're going to press that circle 4 times after finding the 4 people, and you can see, and I'm assuming they're all in the same places. So, feel free to use our locations and let us know. Hey, if they're not in the same 4 locations, please drop us a comment, and then we'll go ahead and notate that. All right, you can see a couple of them are over here in the training grounds. One was up top on the roof, and one was down low. And then here's another one up on the high right side of the area. And luckily for us, that's all. We got all 4 of them. So booyaka shao! Return back to Valkyrie. Give her the awesome news that we found everybody. And look at that. Training will begin immediately. And luckily for us, that doesn't entail any extra work. We'll just take the character token and move along, right? All right, next we got a gold brick. This one is pretty simple. It's right by the race. In fact, I go the long way around here. It's actually just to the right of that race start point, but there's a little beach over here. Again, right by the beach, man. We're going to go ahead and destroy this debris, blocking the great way to get into this area. So once you smash all the stuff, you will notice that there is a little grate entrance, or a little icon there, and we can go ahead and slide on through to the other side. Inside we have a scan point, which here we go. This is an Avengers scan rather than an Avengers sense point, which I think I'm finally figuring that out with vision, but I'm almost done, so a little too late, I think. But all right, once you scan, it actually reveals a silver box across the room. So we'll go ahead and switch to a character with the silver brick breaking ability, and we'll go ahead and destroy it. And look at that, gold inside the silver. So nice precious metals, me precious. All right, we're gonna switch to Captain because he's outside and it's easier than switching back and going through the grate. And look at that, the final race and final thing for this area actually happens to be right outside of where we just were. We're going to switch on over to Quicksilver. Now, I know before I've mentioned that holding the circle or B button will actually make Quicksilver run a lot faster. In this particular case, it allows you to run on water, and that's probably the only way you're going to be able to complete this race. So as soon as you start that race by charging up that speed boost pad, you're going to go ahead and fly out there and run across the water. I guess maybe, do you have to start a speed boost pad? I'll have to, once we get to the beginning, I'll have to look at it again. This one is really tough. It did take me 5 or 6 tries. Again, because I was able to edit it together in such a nice way, it looked like I got it on my first try, but it's not the case. It took me multiple tries. In fact, it took me probably 7 or 8 tries before I finally got done. So stick with it. Make sure you hold down the circle or B button, whichever it is for you, to boost through that water and run on water. But that should wrap it up. Look at that. We got all 7 gold bricks, both character tokens, or sorry, vehicle tokens, all 10 character tokens. And of course, we freely. And we got Manhattan coming up next. I know I mentioned it's going to be a little bit different. We'll talk more on the next video. We're going to do the Peggy Carter missions, the Lou Ferrigno missions. We're going to free all the rest of the Stan Lees. Then we're going to come back and get all the gold bricks and all the rest of the character tokens. And I'll explain that in the future video. But hey, if you guys have any questions or comments, head on over to Facebook, Twitter, or simply comment, vote, subscribe down below. HappyThumbsGaming.com is the home of our product and gaming reviews, as well as our trophy achievement guides. And boys and girls, that's a mouthful. So head on over there and check all that stuff out, because there's lots going on over there, including our videos and even a trophy achievement guide for this game, which has all sorts of information that we have not yet covered in videos, and we might not. So Dougie does a great job. Again, one more shout out to Dougie Fresh 613 for our trophy achievement guides. All of them, really. He's done most of them. So, and as for me, that's gonna do it. Let's go ahead and roll into Manhattan. As always, until next time,